Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, Getting Results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Warmoth. The state has wrapped its case against the Osceola County deputy accused of using a taser on a man at an Orange County gas station. It caused the man to catch on fire.
And we've shown you this video a lot, but it really puts that scary situation at this Wawa on Central Florida Parkway into perspective. News 6's Catherine Silver has a recap of the arguments made in court.
David Crawford's own body camera captured the chaos at this gas station. As investigators say, he held up a taser to Gian Barreto and he caught fire. In the courtroom, jurors watched frame by frame as video evidence from February 2022 was played alongside a timeline of exactly when the weapon was discharged.
Do you see the taser here?
Today, an expert at the company who makes and sells the taser testified that the trigger was pulled and it fired twice that day. The first time is hard to hear in this body cam. But after another deputy tased Barreto in the shoulder, the video shows Crawford pick up his taser, switch hands. The fire starts almost immediately. Prosecutors are trying to prove that Crawford knew the gas nearby was a danger, but he still used the taser.
Are there risks of deployment around gasoline?
Yes.
The defense argues you never actually see Crawford point the taser down at Barreto.
The witnesses, the experts are saying, yeah, we've seen no evidence at all that he intentionally did this, not one witness.
Both of them were burned.
Gian is watching this particular trial with great interest, and he's hoping to get justice at the end of the day.
An attorney representing Barreto says he intends to file a civil suit in federal court.
Gian's scars are obviously physical. He's completely maimed and scarred from head to toe, but the real damage is on the inside.
And he's already been dealing with this for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years down the road, this is just the beginning of his recovery. There's more surgeries to come and more healing to be done both outside and in.
In Orange County, Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
All right, turning to our forecast now. We've been talking about it and we've been waiting for it.
We have been waiting for it. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas is here with when, and I guess when we wake up tomorrow, Jonathan, we're going to really feel that cold blast.
We are, and it's going to be even reinforced as we get into Friday morning. So that's just kind of the taste of it. You see where it's hanging out right now. Little Rock's in the 50s. We're in the mid-50s in Nashville, hanging around 60 in Atlanta. We're in the mid-70s. That's where the cooler air is. And again, by tomorrow morning, as Justin mentioned, we're going to be waking up to a whole different landscape. There is the front itself, the leading edge of that cooler air. It's hanging around Jacksonville now. Some of that coldest air, the core of it anyways, lagging behind that leading edge. Out ahead of it, though, still that west-southwesterly wind. That is why it is humid. That's why we've been able to wring out a few extra showers again this evening, as we were talking about yesterday. We're going to continue to clear things out gradually over the next several hours, and you see the drop-off. From 11 o'clock, we're in the mid-60s, to 1 a.m., back to the upper 50s. We'll continue to tumble through the overnight. We'll talk about how chilly we get this weekend, guys, coming up in about 15 minutes.
Jonathan, thank you. The Melbourne Police Department destroyed evidence in a child rape case that happened back in 1990. Now police cannot determine who destroyed that evidence or why the suspected rapist was not arrested decades ago.
News 6 investigator Mike DeForest just obtained the results of an audit that examines how the child rape case was handled.
The police came out. They had me, I had to change clothes. I had to go to the hospital, and they did a rape kit.
Liz Bradshaw was 11 years old when she says she was raped in her bedroom by a family acquaintance. News 6 is not identifying the man because he's never been charged with the crime.
You named him the night it happened.
Yes, sir.
You told police his name.
Absolutely.
When Bradshaw was still young, she says her mother told her the accused rapist had committed suicide. For decades, Bradshaw believed her attacker was dead, until she recently bumped into him at a gas station.
My whole body just kind of froze. I kept trying to tell myself, again, he's dead. He's dead. You have to be crazy, Liz. He's dead.
Bradshaw immediately contacted the Melbourne Police Department, which found this original 1990 police report that says the suspect was not located or contacted. The agency also discovered this Florida Department of Law Enforcement lab report. It confirms semen was identified in the rape kit and on Bradshaw's bedding and clothing. These drawings show the location of stains found on Bradshaw's nightgown and on the inside of her underwear, but the actual items are missing. Melbourne police could not find them, saying the physical evidence had been disposed. Without that evidence, prosecutors say they cannot file criminal charges against the suspected child rapist who still lives in Brevard County.
An officer of Melbourne Police Department destroyed the evidence in the active rape case of an 11-year-old child.
Hoping to understand how that happened, Melbourne police conducted an audit. According to this report, the agency reviewed more than 1,400 items of evidence from other cases that are in storage here. They also interviewed several retired employees, including Sergeant Dennis Nichols, who questioned Bradshaw the night she was raped. Nichols told them he does not remember the case, nor does he remember ever seeing the FDLE crime lab report confirming Bradshaw was raped. If he had, Nichols says his investigative protocol would have included a request for DNA testing, which was possible in the early 1990s.
There's no doubt what happened to me, and they acknowledge that.
After a nearly year-long review, Melbourne police have concluded there is no way to know when, why, or who authorized disposal of the evidence. As a result, there is no way of knowing what investigative activity took place back in the 90s or if the investigating detective ever received the laboratory results. Liz Bradshaw has retained an attorney who used to work as a sex crimes detective. That attorney, Damon Baxley, says he has never seen such wanton disregard for the safety and emotional well-being of a rape victim by an investigating agency. The Melbourne Police Department declined to respond to that lawyer's comment. Mike DeForest, News 6.
New at 6:30, the future was the center of the State of the Port address today.
Yeah, News 6's James Sparvero is speaking with port officials and getting to the bottom of what could be coming to the Space Coast.
So the port CEO, Captain John Murray, is taking the stage right now at the State of the Port. He's going to talk about more people than ever before cruising.
If you look at our passenger counts, as I mentioned, 7.6 million. That's a new record for us. Last year was 6.8. That's a pretty big jump in 1 year, 800,000 more people passing in and out of Port Canaveral.
So we're going to talk to him about the possibility of adding another terminal.
We've got 6 cruise terminals. We need 2 more maybe, but it's going to be a process to get there.
That new terminal has been one of the biggest stories this year, Captain Murray. Are the plans still stalled? That's kind of where we left off the last time we talked.
The plans are installed. We have a couple of places on the south side of the port we're looking at. Obviously, the Blue Points Marina site.
But you don't know just how fast you can get it up and running yet.
No, but we're doing a lot right now for both sites. These things take time, and that's okay. We have time.
I'm leaving the State of the Port at Terminal 1 with some more news about growth. So Captain Murray also told us maybe they can't build a new terminal right now, but what they can do is make current terminals bigger. Specifically, they're going to do that to Terminal 5. And the growth continues. Next week, Princess Cruises makes its debut at Port Canaveral. We just showed you the new Disney ship, the Treasure, that arrived here last week. At Port Canaveral, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results, News 6.
God, that ship looked like a postcard.
Didn't it? It was perfect.
It is real.
Sunset, paid actor.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at what's trending right now on Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. Hedy Lamarr was known as one of the most popular actresses of early Hollywood. She was, look at her, she's gorgeous. But did you know she also lived out her final years alone in Castleberry?
Well, she starred in several movies, but eventually got frustrated by the roles that she was being offered while at MGM. So she went on to produce some films herself. Lamarr, in a combination of a few other women, is said to be the inspiration for the looks of Snow White and Catwoman. And how we mentioned that she's also in the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
Not just a pretty face, her discovery forms the basis of how cell phones, fax machines, and other wireless forms of communication actually work. But you'll have to head on over to clickorlando.com to read all about that. That is incredible.
And it goes back to like the old adage here at News 6 and really just anywhere. There's always a Florida connection.
Oh, that's
And there's
true.
always a Central Florida connection.
But I love that this is
top of
a
that.
positive one. That's a good one.
Oh, very true. Hey, here's what else is trending right now on clickorlando.com. News 6 had the tough assignment, went to the Electric Daisy Carnival, Orlando 2024, EDC. Read about digital editor Brandon Hogan's experience with crowds and how he kept things plur. Is that how you say it?
I don't even know what that word is.
Plur? I'm not sure. How he kept things plur at the festival. Again, read the article. You'll know more.
I got to look up that word right now. Okay, and with our cold front coming in, has Central Florida ever seen snow in the month of November? Well, our last dusting, according to our Pinpoint Weather team, was a lot sooner than you might think.
Has Central Florida ever seen snow in the month of November?
No.
I think the blanket statement would be no, but stranger things, I guess, have happened.
I don't want strange things to happen with the weather.
No, we'll take the cold.
Especially not snow, yeah.
We'll just take the cold. We don't need the snow. A critical need is being satisfied with the building of Epic Universe, and we're not talking about a love for theme parks.
Yeah, Universal donated land to be used for affordable housing. The Catchlight Crossing development offers a quick drive to the park and lots of opportunities for future residents. Jonathan.
We made it to 81 degrees today. We are not going to see the 80s for probably the next week. Big time cold front coming through the pipeline. We're going to break down how chilly it gets by tomorrow morning and beyond in a few minutes, guys.
And News 6 photojournalist Corey Murray getting results once again with his annual turkey giveaway. And the people of Winter Garden were ready to gobble up the kindness. Their thankful messages still to come. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Port Canaveral, Kissimmee, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Wednesday evening traffic alert. You're going to see some lane closures up on the north end, up in Flagler, north and southbound along I-95, right around State Road 100. It's not complete shutdowns, but every single night we are seeing slowdowns out there. Same thing out here along 429. We did see a shutdown northbound overnight. You will see that again right there at the Florida Turnpike. Detours are simple and easy. Just make sure you're paying attention. And then, of course, a lot of construction along 417 between 528 and down by the airport. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely. I'll catch you in the morning.
As Universal prepares to open the portals to its largest theme park ever built, a groundbreaking project nearby is set to address a critical need in Central Florida.
Yeah, for the last year, work has been underway on Catchlight Crossings, an affordable housing community being built on land donated by Universal. So the project is situated just east of the convention center. Of course, that is a corridor that is home to thousands of service and hospitality workers going there every single day, and that is who Universal has in mind for this particular development.
Yeah, the goal is to bring low-wage employees closer to where they work in a place they can afford. And right now, that's simply not an option, as we know. According to ZipRecruiter, the average service worker in Orlando makes $15 an hour, roughly $31,000 a year.
And that is not enough, as we know, to afford the rent in Orange County. And with few options nearby, many are having to commute from all over, really, to just make a paycheck. But brighter days are ahead for our stretch of this boomtown. Tucked away amidst a sea of towering hotels and a sprawling new theme park, it's easy to overlook this modest 20 acres along Destination Parkway. But it's arguably one of the most important projects taking shape in our booming tourist district.
In this district, there are about 100,000 people that come in every day to work. There is no affordable or workforce housing in this district for these 100,000 workers.
Jonathan Wolf is the founder and CEO of Wendover Housing Partners, the developer behind Catchlight Crossings, the first affordable housing community to be built in Orlando's tourist district. Construction is ramping up on the project that promises to give those who work in the service and hospitality industries an affordable place to live close to where they work.
This particular area has folks traveling the longest distances. There are folks an hour and a half to 2 hours each way every day to come in, earning some of the lowest salaries.
In total, Catchlight Crossings will offer 1,000 units, the majority catered to low-income residents, those who make up to 60% of the area median income. The community is also flush with amenities and on-site services, including medical offices, tuition-free preschool, educational opportunities with UCF, and 16,000 square feet of retail space.
This is a true community, and I think that's what the goal has been this whole time, is to make it all-encompassing, a one-stop shop for a lot of things that the community needs to live in a place where you don't necessarily need to take your car to go do something.
And I'm glad you used the word community, because that's what we frame it. Nowhere in the country are these amenities with the size and scope of housing being created. So it's one of a kind.
Catchlight Crossings will also have a transportation hub where people can catch ride shares or on-demand shuttles. Another plus, it's right across the street from a Lynx Superstop.
The importance of not having to use other transportation, but being just a few minutes from where you work, changes one's life.
3, 2, 1.
Since the project broke ground last year, critical infrastructure work has been happening underneath the surface. Wolf anticipates construction will go vertical in the next 45 days, with the goal of welcoming the first residents in the first quarter of 2026. But given the severe shortage of affordable housing in Central Florida, applications will no doubt outpace the number of units available.
I always call it a heart-hurting process, because we know there are so many people that are in need and can really benefit from this housing.
I mean, think about the sheer volume of people who literally roll the red carpet out for people from all over the world. The hospitality industry is the driver for our tourism. The people who work there are the engine. And to not have a place where they can afford to live close by, because think about if they have to go miles and miles away just to go to find a place that they can afford, and then that ties up all the traffic, and it contributes to problems, and it doesn't make it nice for them.
And if they can live there, they're so much happier. They're in the service industry, and you know, it just adds on to it.
It's just one less thing to worry about.
Correct.
And it really is important to note, though, because I get this question a lot when it comes to Catchlight Crossings, it's not just for Universal employees.
Okay.
Yes, the land was donated by Universal, not just for Universal employees. It's for anyone who income qualifies. At this point, there's no timeline on when people can apply, but I'm told they will be processed on a first-come, first-served basis. And we will be, of course, on top of that. And
Be at the computer when
right
that
away,
happens,
because I know you have to imagine that that is going to just be probably
that's gonna be a hot ticket.
1 unit for every 5 to 6 people who would like to live there. So they're going to have to make some tough decisions. But there is a whole lot of development planned for the area around Epic Universe. White Castle, Popstroke, an expansion of Icon Park, just to name a few. You can read all about what's being built near Epic Universe at clickorlando.com. Not just that monstrosity of a theme park. There's so much trickle-down effect.
You had me at White Castle.
I like that.
Those are good. All right. Let's take you outside right now for a live look at our launch credit union camera at Port Canaveral. You can't tell it, but the air is starting to cool off out there. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now with how cool things are going to get, because we're going to notice it overnight and into the morning.
You will, and you'll certainly notice it tomorrow. The big deep freeze, though, comes on Friday morning.
Deep freeze?
Deep freeze. We're not really going to freeze. That's going to be the potential on Friday in Marion County for a little bit of frost.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be that cold. Wait till did you see that?
I saw it.
Okay, yeah. I didn't spell it wrong. I was going to say, I was like, wow, great minds. I'll show you what he's talking about.
Just a copier.
Hey, I'm sure there's someone's going to send an email that I spelled November wrong, but they'll see what I'm trying to do. Anyway, here's a live look outside in downtown Orlando. Things are still mild. We are awaiting the arrival of the front that comes overnight. Right now, the wind is out of the west at about 9 miles an hour. It's still pumping in some of that humidity, that moisture off of the Gulf of Mexico. It's why we have the clouds. It's why we still have a few stray showers. We were talking about that yesterday. That is a live look again in downtown Orlando. With our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam, there are those few little blips on the radar. Again, they are few and far between. Note that we do have a clearing line in parts of Marion County through Flagler, even getting into Sumter County. That's the start of some of that drier air starting to spill in as the front approaches. Temperatures tonight get back into the mid-50s. We'll still see a few extra clouds out there, but those winds overnight shift, and that will help to clear us out through the overnight hours, and especially by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Here's the deal. You see we're still hanging tight into the mid-70s. Look at Atlanta, hanging around 60. Low 50s in St. Louis, 20s in the upper Midwest and Northern Plains. That is the air that's going to continue to work its way down through Central Florida over the next couple of days. Now here's a look at your pinpoint, accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Temperatures tomorrow start off into the mid-50s under a mainly clear sky. We're back to the upper 50s by 8. Tons of sunshine tomorrow. It's not going to help to warm us up much. We're only topping out into the mid-60s under those mostly sunny skies. We're at 67 tomorrow in Palm Coast, 69 in Holopah, hanging around 70 in Melbourne tomorrow afternoon. Here's the November, trying to get creative, not spelling it wrong anyway. Back to the upper 60s tomorrow again. That's going to be good for the coolest afternoon since way back on February 19th. Friday morning, though, look at this. 40s come our way. We haven't been that chilly to start your morning until way back until February 23rd. That's the last time. It's going to be even colder on Saturday. We're going back to January until it's been that chilly on Saturday morning. So when you wake up on Friday, clear sky is going to be with us. Temperatures a little bit warmer, of course, along the coast as the Atlantic remains pretty mild. We're back to the upper 40s in Leesburg, 42 in Ocala, and it's going to be on Saturday morning. We might flirt with some frost. The positive, if you don't like the cold, this front essentially ends hurricane season for the United States. Certainly, you can still get some postseason development, but now that we're going to have these train of fronts coming through, wind shear is cranked up, and that chilly air is going to tame the warmth on the Gulf of Mexico as well. Look at all that sunshine, guys. Mid to upper 60s, 40s to start your Friday, low to mid 40s to start Saturday. And again, I do suspect we're going to have a few upper 30s in parts of Marion County, low 70s on Sunday. Back to the 80s.
I'm sending you an email right now about the spelling of November.
Okay.
Look for it in
And
your
I
inbox.
suspect I'll be having to find a Christmas tree this weekend, and Christmas decor will have to be put out because people are going to get
It's the
spirit.
perfect time for it.
Yeah,
All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
This Thanksgiving, News 6 photojournalist and host of Black Men Sundays podcast, Corey Murray, is once again making sure families have food on the table. Last year, Corey set a goal to help 50 families for his turkey giveaway.
He's a good turkey, and he did that and then some, thanks to some help from News 6 viewers, the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida, and Light Orlando. Listen to this, Corey ended up helping 230 families. News 6's Emily McLeod was there in Winter Garden, showing us how this event is truly getting results.
Here at News 6, getting results isn't just a slogan.
Hey, how you doing? Hi, I'm Corey. I'm doing the turkey drive. I'm grabbing 20 turkeys to take over to Maxie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
That's
All
News
right,
6
cool.
photojournalist and host of Black Men Sundays podcast, Corey Murray. Last year, Corey helped hundreds of families put food on the table for Thanksgiving by giving away more than 200 turkeys, and he's doing it again this year. As a matter of fact, you can help Corey by scanning the QR code towards the bottom of your screen at any time.
So we're about to give out 30 today, and I cannot wait for you to meet these ladies. Like, wow, you're gonna meet Winter Garden today.
Corey kicked off his turkey giveaway on Wednesday at the Maxie Community Center in Winter Garden. So far, he's set to give away right around 400 turkeys to families across Central Florida.
When you're, in this community, when you're riding through, you realize like this is a bigger deal than just turkeys. I'm gonna make this commitment to our community. If I'm gonna make this commitment, period, ain't no way y'all not gonna be included. I wanna make sure that every year when we service the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Florida, you guys are in the mix too. And I just have one favor though. If I can just get a piece of, just a little slither of each of y'all turkey, just a little slither, that's it.
Several came out to Wednesday's turkey giveaway, including lifelong Winter Garden resident Beverly McCroy, who picked up her turkey at the Maxie Community Center.
What does this mean for your Thanksgiving? What kind of food are you going to be making for your family?
It's a blessing because I can do my turkey, I can do my dressing, and I can feed my family, my grandkids. It's wonderful. I am so blessed.
When you hear that there are even more turkeys that are going to be given away in your community, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel wonderful. It makes me feel that we have someone that comes out that cares about the neighborhood, care about people in the community. It's a blessing.
In Winter Garden, Emily McLeod, Getting Results, News 6.
That fills my heart.
It does.
That is so, he had an idea. And you know how sometimes we sit around, there are people who do a lot of talking. And I'll include myself in that.
Definitely.
And he did something about it. He didn't just talk about it, he did it. And it's gotten bigger and more than he thought it was ever going to be.
And he's like the best spokesperson.
Oh yeah,
for it,
he
too.
really
he's,
is.
He's like,
so
he's the
down to
same guy. He's awesome.
I love
every
it.
day.
I love it. Great job, Corey. Well, today is National Teach-In Day. It's a day where professionals go to the classroom to talk to kids about academics, careers, and of course, the future. So I got the opportunity to go to Lakeville Elementary School in Apopka and had a great time talking to 3rd and 5th graders. Ms. Maxwell was kind enough to invite me back this year. She actually also invited meteorologist Michelle Morgan. These kids are so incredible. They came prepared. They had their questions.
What was the best question you got?
They asked me what makes me sad about this job sometimes. And it really got me down a path, and I told them a certain story, and one kid said, I know that story. I cried when I heard about that dog.
gosh.
It was Trooper, the dog.
Oh, yeah.
I gave them that as an example of something that makes me sad to do my job, but I'm usually very happy to do it. But these are the things that give us all joy. You inspire the future, and I just want to thank them so much for having us out. They are just a fantastic and bright group of young kids. Can you find me in there? It's like, where's Waldo? I was just sitting in there with the kids. I was like, don't get up. I'll just sit
To
down
have them
with
so
you.
engaged and it's so great. And,
Yeah.
and we need future journalists. So
we need future everything.
We do.
Hope. All right, thank you for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
We break news on clickorlando.com. See you back at 11. Take care. We don't need any future.